Countryside management partnerships have been going in Kent for about 20 years, and we now cover the entire county and a bit of London in Bexley. And basically they get together local stakeholders, local authorities, local industry and local volunteers, and they work to manage the local countryside. Countryside management can be expensive and landowners need help. So the partnerships work with landowners to provide conservation management.
Here at Yalding Fen is a prime example of how the partnership works. The land is in private ownership, the Countryside Partnership manage it, and the parish council brought the cattle to graze on the fen.
When volunteers go out on task, they're really using the countryside in a whole lot of different ways, for wildlife, for landscape, for their own health, and for the benefit of the local community.
Well, I like volunteering once a week because I enjoy the Kent countryside. Things like this traditional orchard that we're in now, it doesn't just happen. We had to come along and cut the grass down, clear some of the scrub and attend to all the fences. Obviously we don't volunteer because we're looking for thanks, but it was really nice to be acknowledged by the group receiving the Queen's Award for volunteering.
In lots of ways, the army of volunteers who get involved don't just benefit the countryside, they benefit themselves as well, because there's lots of evidence that says that volunteer working in the countryside improves the state of your health.
The Countryside Partnerships offer people a chance to get out and explore Kent in a safe environment. Benefits are both physical and mental health improvements. The North West Kent Countryside team offer diverse environmental support, both for local people and for local councils.
We find that partnerships are a really useful way where the local community can be engaged in its own landscape, not just at school level, though especially that as well.
So here we are in the Kent Downs. This is one of the finest landscapes that this country has to offer. You can see a great view here. Now if you take children out to a landscape like this early on in their educational careers, it will change their attitude to the countryside for the rest of their lives, right through to adulthood. Part of our work is to try and get people to understand this fantastic landscape. And a great way to do that is to work with the Countryside Management Partnerships to get kids out to enjoy these beautiful places.
We get involved with businesses too, sometimes in their role as landowners, like the Eurotunnel holding at Folkestone Downs, but also using businesses as sources of money, but also sources of specialist help. Sometimes they put their staff out in a task with us, for instance. So the business link is really important.
I think that businesses can benefit enormously from involvement with countryside management partnerships. Just one example being their expertise and being able to lever in external funding for specific projects. The first thing that the White Cliffs Countryside Partnership helped us with was the management of the land that we're standing on now, the Folkestone Downs, overlooking the terminal behind us here, where we now have our main operation. The land had been neglected for a long time and they helped us to get it back up to scratch in ecological terms and with public access in mind as well.
My role as a partnership manager is incredibly diverse. As we all operate in satellite locations across Kent, working at a local level, it means we're quite self-contained.
In times of recession, everybody's competing for funds to a certain extent. But the partnerships cooperate with each other and also with other countryside bodies like the Wildlife Trust and the RSPB to make sure that we're actually pooling our resources, cooperating as much as possible and achieving as much as we can with the limited funds that we've got.
I'm very fortunate to be involved in a profession full of passionate and dedicated individuals, which is evident in the care and commitment put into every project and the pride shown in delivering these projects. Ultimately, partnerships can only function at this level through the commitment, goodwill, trust and support of everyone involved.